Mary, it's been a while. It's been a while since
Mhm.
since since we've been able to do one of these shows. I know the
Yeah.
countdown's still going, but it's been a while since we've been able to do
Yeah.
one of these shows where we have a win to talk about.
Yay.
But here we are. We've made it. We have survived the drought, right? We've went through the Sahara
We weathered
Desert,
the storm or the
right?
drought,
Right?
however
Yeah.
you want to put it.
However you want to put it, man. The sun's out, the birds chirping. What's going on, Cowboys Nation? Man, thank you for tuning into the Stargate Podcast with your people, your guy Nix, Mary Ella. Spoonie, unfortunately, had to be out and about. He had some things to do. It's the holidays. Some people knock these things out a little bit earlier and whatnot. But we're so glad that you're here on this quote unquote Victory Tuesday. The first, it's the first victory show we've been able to do in over a month, Mary. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
Can you
Whew.
imagine before the season we say, well, Mary, it's going to be about a month before we do a victory show?
Yeah. That was a tough 4.5 weeks or whatever it was. That was tough.
Yeah, boy, they had the bye week sandwiched up in that thing too. I was like, man, we are in purgatory. We had all these we had all these cool mock drafts going and scenarios and what's going to happen and what's going on. Johnny Diaz is in the building. What's going on? Tony is always checking
Yeah.
in. Hey, hey, Mendoza's in the building. Victoria, what is
Hi.
good?
Hi
What is
guys.
good? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Well, we went up to Minnesota and hey, took care of business, huh? What'd you think, Mary? What'd you think about the game?
I'm very pleasantly surprised. I didn't get to do the show last week because I lost my voice, and it came back around Friday, and I was
Uh-huh.
good Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday came and the Cowboys played, and I lost it again for another 24 hours. So I'm just not getting it back again. Um, yeah, defense was very physical. Dalvin Cook still had a pretty good game, but he felt it.
Yep.
He
And
felt it.
the one thing that they were able to do, and of course she wasn't here for the show. In my previous show, I said the one thing they'd have to do is kind of limit Donovan Wilson, Jesus, Dalvin
Mm.
Cook, excuse me. And I get it. Yeah, in the third quarter was a terrible third quarter, and
Yep.
he kind of got off a little bit. But you look at the at his end of his stats. I mean, what are we talking about? 27, 28 carries for 115. What they did was they limited him from some of the big games he had been having coming into this thing. We were very physical, right? And of course, what Dallas was able to do was they made Kirk Cousins the best player on offense, basically, or Thielen. You can argue with Thielen, but they made that passing game be the best part of the team instead of Dalvin Cook. And I think in a lot of ways that's kind of what gave us the edge and gave us the chance to go down there and win. I mean, the two stops in the fourth quarter. I mean, we were back and forth on Twitter,
Huge.
me and you, Mary. I was like, I don't think we'll get another stop. And they blessed me with not one but two stops.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, if I had been on Tuesday, I would have said Dalvin Cook, Dalvin Cook, Dalvin Cook, because we've seen good running backs, good run teams like Cleveland Browns just
Mhm.
do whatever they wanted against us.
Big
And the
facts.
QB didn't even have to do anything. And so that was my worry going into this game against the Vikings is making it easy on them and them being able to just dictate and do whatever they wanted. And, like you said, even though the third quarter was the worst quarter we had, and that's when he got gained some momentum, we were still very physical and he felt every hit. And it made Kirk Cousins have to step up and make big plays,
Right.
which ultimately wasn't enough for them to win. So
Big
very
facts.
good effort by the defense. And, oh my God, CD Lamb was,
Yeah. Spectacular in that.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's everything we wanted him to be and more when we drafted him at 17.
Mhm.
And I think it was overall a good game from everybody. Andy Dalton, he shut me up. Dalton Schultz still, doing his thing. Amari Cooper had a good game.
Mhm.
Uh, Zach Martin at right tackle,
Mm.
amazing.
Mhm.
Like, thank God, because this could have been a whole different situation if Still had been in there. So,
Very true.
overall, the most complete game we've played,
Yep.
and it showed up on in the final score.
Yeah. And man, shout out to our guy Michael says, what's good on the eve of the Big 4-0? Welcome to the club, brother. To the Big 4-0, spinning it with us, man. We appreciate you for tuning in and spinning it with us. Happy birthday on the eve. For me, now Michael Gallup, a couple of drops there, Michael Gallup. Come on, we need to clean that up a little bit, but obviously you don't want to harp on that too much right after you have such a good game. We did get a bailout, obviously the fake punt that they got on us, a little bit of a bailout there because the guy didn't reset. I don't know why he moved. He didn't have to move. He was so wide open, but he decided to move before the snap and go in motion outside and not reset. We did get a little bit lucky. Donovan Wilson with the half a sack with D-Law getting the fumble. We did get a little helmet to helmet there. We did get a little lucky break there. But hey, look, guys, we've had a lot of calls go not our way. So the evening of the scales and whatever you have it. I had a couple of Viking fans in the sports bar with me. Pretty funny stuff on that. But another story for another time. Obviously, Donovan Wilson's bringing the heat. We saw them just very physical. As we've talked about this defense over the past few weeks, right? Kind of started in the Eagles game. We saw it, kind of go through into the Pittsburgh game. Right, you get the bye week, and what's going to really come out, and we just saw them again just be very physical, and we're starting to see maybe them more. As we kept talking, is this a couple of games? Is this something we can really sink our teeth into? And once you do it 3 times in a row, guys, I think a lot of things are starting to click. Jalen, he missed about 3 or 4 tackles, he gave up a couple catches or whatnot, but for the most part, the defense played pretty well. Now. Our guy got cooked. Brown definitely got cooked. Lost to Mary. She should be back here in just a second. And of course, he ended up with a rib injury as well, which we got to see. It blew my mind. I was like, 28. It's Robinson. Robinson came in the game. Now, you know what? For the rookie and this big, this first big minutes for him at cornerback playing, man, he got cooked a little bit, but he also made some plays as well. So, I was pretty excited about seeing him on the field and what was, and how he's going to get Mary back in here real quick. 3, 2, 1, bang, there she go. I was saying, we saw, outside of Jalen Smith missing some tackles, right? You hate to see that, right? And then you also saw Brown getting cooked who ended up going out the game with a rib injury. We saw Reggie Robinson come in. He got picked on immediately, gave up some plays, but he made some plays though too, Yeah.
And LVE.
Not Reggie Robinson. Plays. I'm sorry. Get off
LVE made some plays.
LVE slowly coming back into it. So Rashad Robinson, excuse me, not Reggie. Rashad Robinson, number 28. LVE slowly coming back into his own, the Wolf Hunter. Every week seeming to get better and better. I do want to see now. Dorrance Robinson was playing a lot. I want to see maybe a little bit more Randy Gregory. I think Gregory ended up having 16 snaps and about 4 quarterback pressures. Maybe we need to
jumping off.
Yeah, maybe need to do that a little bit more. I didn't like some of the times where it looked like Dorrance was just kind of caught out in coverage on a tight end at times. I'm like, whoa, what is this? But the other thing too that I didn't, I've been about when it comes to Kellen Moore. Once we get to the 35-yard line in, there's always this weird gadget play, reverse, or something he tries. He stayed away from those things, and we finished drives with touchdowns.
Yeah, he called a very, very good game. Very good game.
Andy Dalton, pretty efficient. The only thing, one bad throw to Dalton, when we had a good drive going, either he had to lead him a little bit more or waited for him to get to the second window, and Kendricks was able to make the interception on that. But again, we got turnovers from the defense, and we capitalized on those turnovers. I think we turned it into 10 points. And obviously the field goal was pretty big. Got to start wondering about Greg Zuerlein. Apparently he has a back issue is the word now. And again, here we are late in the year talking about a kicker.
Well, to be fair, he made everything except the block kicked.
Right.
And, a block kick, what can a kicker really do about that? If it gets, somebody doesn't block well enough up front.
Big facts. Big facts. But I'm just worried about going forward, how that's going to look for him with the injury back and what we're going to do there. And I also had opportunity on the punt when the guy muffed the punt to get that. We kind of missed out on that one. But just for the most part, outside of special teams wasn't great again. but everybody else definitely picked it up and played with, with a lot of intensity and a lot of, speed. And I mean, laying the wood, man. I mean, when you got a guy back there, Donovan Wilson now, I saved the Donovan Wilson talk because, boy, Mary, how does it feel, Mary? We've been.
I was going crazy. I was like, this is what we've been wanting the whole time. He's finally getting his chance to. He played all the defensive snaps this week, and he took advantage of every single one of them. So that's what we wanted.
Yeah, flying around the field, laying the wood. And look, when you got somebody back there on the back end that's laying that wood, man, it does permeate through the team when you got somebody like that that's doing those things. Huge hit, obviously, on Dalvin Cook. On the fumble they were driving where it looked like they was going to get points that drive, obviously. So yeah, I mean, just again, just a big big game for him. I want maybe a coming out party. We'll see. I mean, he's been playing well here and there, but getting more of the opportunities. Like as you said about the snap count for him this week and was just everywhere. And that's something we can hang the hat on. Future casting a little bit on that. Okay, the safety position doesn't look so bad now. We got to get somebody to pair with him still, but it looks like when we have a dog back there, as I put that post up, well, it's good to see number 37 for the Cowboys making a play again. The old reference back to old James Washington. That dog James Washington back in the day used to fly around and hit some folks and get some fumbles and whatnot. So just overall, man, super impressed by the effort. Dalton, Andy Dalton was very efficient. Wasn't kept in check down,
Yes.
And that was one of the things I was worried about. I was like, that was one of the keys to the game that I was talking to somebody in the chat as we were getting started. I was like, Andy can't be kept in check down today. He's got to push the ball down the field a little bit.
Yeah, he was less hesitant. He was more decisive when he was throwing the ball, and it made a huge difference. And like Mendoza said, that solid mix of Zeke and Tony Pollard with that 40-yard run. I mean,
yeah, that cornerback Jones made a business decision, didn't he? He's like, somebody else will get him.
And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to.
Somebody else will get him. And Tony Pollard said, "Thank you, and I'll take this to the house." Hey, man, and once again, I mean, and another thing too. I mean, shout out to Connor McGovern. Somebody that I've been, that I've been asking about forever. I'm like, can we get Connor McGovern in some rotation and whatnot? And they put him over there with Zach Martin kicking out to right tackle. And man, I mean, there's a couple plays where, man, here's what I love about watching the tape on Govern. Man, Connor McGovern, he's just a mauler. You know, he's like, look, I mean, you know what? My technique might not be the best, but you know what? You're going to catch these hands. You're just going to feel something. And sometimes that's all you need. And there's no coincidence that, Zeke as well had a good game. You saw some of the vision and stuff he could do, and look, now, I mean, maybe not the biggest burst from him or whatnot, but again, over 100 yards rushing. Average I think was 4.3 per carry, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll dial that up.
And that quick. Reception TD, he had the reception TD.
Right. And what a great play call once again. Play design by Mr. Killamore. 4.9, excuse me. I'm sorry. 21 carries, 103 for 4.9. And of course, Amari Cooper, 6 catches for 81. The big one on the quick hurry up, don't use the timeout. And he got left alone, had a chance to score.
That 4th and 6 was him.
Yep, 4th and 6. Yeah,
that was huge because I kept thinking, oh my God, there's no way we're going to get this 4th and 6. I don't know if we can do it. And then, like I said, Dalton, he was way more decisive. He knew, okay, I got to get it out. Amari's there, boom, and Amari secured it. And I mean, that was a huge play for us. Converting on 4th and 6 is huge.
Absolutely. And, easy for Dalton to feel a little bit better about it whenever every time he's getting the ball, there's not somebody in his face. And again, the coaching staff, as we've kind of pointed this out at times on this show where, hey, Mike McCarthy's doing this or Mike McCarthy's doing that, just a little bit here, a little bit there, something that we say was different than maybe the past regime and saying, okay, look, man, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff. All right, we're just going to move Zach Martin out here. We're putting Connor McGovern in. And, now granted, we know they don't have the same beast up front coming to get the quarterback. Daniel Hunter is out for the year for them. Obviously, Everson Griffin's not there anymore either. But still, they were able to block it up and keep him clean and let him be a little bit more decisive and, not have to think, okay, 1-2, I got to get it out. 1-2, I got to get it out. And, I mean, it just showed up overall in the play. Again, just can't say enough about the preparation coming off the bye week and the way they came out and played. And now, it lines up and everybody looks and it's like, well, maybe there's some things to be had for this season. Now, of course, we won't get too far ahead on those things yet. I'll tell you another thing too that I definitely lights. Awuzie was a little rusty early on.
Yeah.
I feel like he played as the game went along. I felt like Awuzie played a little bit better. I haven't really done the all 22 on him yet. I know early on he was kind of getting picked on and whatnot, but I felt like a little rust was on him. I think as the game went along, I think he played a little bit better. I'm definitely going to dial that up.
I think he did. I think I agree with that. I haven't rewatched him at all, but I do think he probably got more comfortable as time went on. And I mean, another important thing about this game, the defense, I think it was Jordan Lewis. He made that play at the end when it mattered.
Yeah,
I mean, we usually do not make those plays. We usually aren't able to get off the field. So, I mean, that was super important, and it was a clean play.
Yeah.
Knock the ball out. Like, stuff like that we need to see more of, definitely.
Yeah, no, big facts. Again, this defense, as we talked about during the preseason, going into the season, that we felt like they had a chance to be better later than earlier. And, these last 3 weeks, we're definitely starting to see that some. So, I mean, man, just good stuff. Now, as far as the roster goes, obviously, Brown, we're on a short week. Brown has a rib injury, so he's likely not to play. Even though he's week to week, he's likely not to play Thursday. We did get a little bit of news right before he came out. Saw there's a chance that maybe Diggs can come back and play this year as well. We'll have to kind of wait and see as far as that goes. Other than that, we're pretty good across the board. Other than that, obviously, you hate to see another cornerback go down, even though Anthony Brown was getting a little cooked. But, I mean, Adam Thielen's kind of cooking whoever was on him, right? I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. I mean, Thielen's a hell of a wide receiver. They were dialing some things up, right? The play action bootleg, obviously, I do want to touch on that. Forever and a Day is going to just be one of those things. It started week 1. It has not stopped throughout the season. That old play action bootleg just gets us every time. Oh, my God. I'm just thinking about this. I'm thinking about the cornerback and one of the plays from Brown. But overall, other than that, though, pretty healthy on a short week as we get ready for this team from Washington to come in here and play.
Darian Thompson was bad as well, too. There was a play. If he would have read it right,
it's Darian Thompson, though.
I don't know why he's still getting snaps. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, we know. We know. Matt Dupont, J-Lou stepped up, but I've seen enough from Anthony Brown run around and find the ball to save it. Fair. I mean, Xavier Woods at the end had a cherry pick, and he still couldn't catch it. And he still couldn't catch it. I'm like, my goodness. That's just, man. Oh, Ortiz says, man, welcome to the Hive. Said, just got my Donovan Wilson jersey. Man, let's go. Let's go. Speaking our language, man, I'm excited for the kid. I'm glad. I'm just glad to see him get it. But now, Mary, let me ask you a question. We've seen who everybody's got to play in the division. We know we got another round with all these guys. Obviously starting this Thursday. Cowboys going to make a run and win this thing and get 7 wins.
I mean, if we continue on the trend we're on, I definitely think it's a possibility. After these past few weeks of watching the Eagles, they are absolutely out of it. They're like, I would not be surprised if they lost every remaining game they have. That's how bad they are. They are just not playing as a team. Their QB is just a deer in headlights.
He's got a turnover problem for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the play calling isn't helping. I feel like, the defense is giving up plays they shouldn't be giving up. I mean, they're just overall terrible, and I don't think anybody on the team really cares. Honestly, I don't think anyone cares.
Right.
Outside of them, we have Alex Smith, who we play this week. I know we're going to get to that. Who's not, he's a very serviceable QB for them.
Right.
And they have Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, a nice front seven.
Yep.
Then you have the Giants, who are on a upward trend lately, So, I mean, but the Cowboys have a easier remaining schedule than all of them. So, I mean, anything can happen. Like I said, I'm never going to hope for a loss or hope for tanking because I just don't believe in that. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, obviously, big game Thursday, obviously, right? I mean, you're playing. Washington's coming off a win with Alex Smith. Now, they were kind of behind, right? Joe Burrow gets hurt. They're able to go on and win the game. So take it for what it's worth. But yeah, obviously Washington's coming up, and look, they beat us, right? And they put Andy Dalton out of the game in for a week last time we played them. So there's something there. Then after that, you go to Baltimore with the 6-4 Ravens, and they're struggling. They're trying to find their way. The reigning MVP of the league, they're going through some things, and of course that's going to be the Dez. And Dez just got back this week to the active roster, had his first NFL reception since 2017. So that'll be the quote unquote Dez game, and it's Thursday night. So there's that. Then we do get the Bengals now that are no longer going to have Joe Burrow. Then we get the Niners who are injury plagued and having issues. And then we finish up at home against the Eagles and then on the road against the Giants. Something tells me, Mary, if we're able to win Thursday, something tells me
that last game is going to mean a lot.
It's probably going to mean the division. I just kind of feel right. Why not? Jason Garrett's up there now. Here we go. One of these teams battling to be 8-8 in true Jason Garrett way to win the division, but it's on the other side. I mean, so many juicy storylines and different ways that we can weave and tell this tale. I mean, obviously, I think it has to go with you get to beat the 3 teams, right? You beat the 3 in Washington, Philly, and the Giants, right? If you beat those 3, that gets you to 6 wins. And then can you find one win between the Ravens, Bengals, and Niners? That gets you to 7-9, and I think 7-9 means you're going to win this division at 7-9. I said 6-10 might win it. I think 7-9 is what's going to take the cake. 7-9.
I think that sounds about right. And with the way everybody's, like I said, I think it's a 3-team race. We'll just have to see how things trend in these other games. But yeah, it's a 3-team race. I think the Eagles are completely out of it and dejected.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's and again, when you line up all these remaining schedules for these teams, Dallas does has the easiest path. We're playing, and quote unquote, without Dak, as a team, we're coming off the past, even in the loss against the undefeated, still 10-0 Steelers, we're probably playing the best ball out of everybody in the division right now.
Yeah,
and so that's kind of trending, in that way. So yeah, I think everybody is looking for that top 10 pick and whatnot. Gonna have to go ahead and start moving those mock drafts from 7-8 to 19. I don't know. It's just what it's feeling like to me, But hey. You get look, and it's one of those things. Look, I don't say anything to Andy Dalton. This defense is going to get us all the way to the Super Bowl. But I mean, I don't want to lose though either. I'm all about winning with what I call
winning
it.
Is so fun.
But let's get over here. Yeah, winning is fun. After a month of not doing it, I want to get to it. But let's go ahead real quick and let's go and talk about Watermelon Gate. Let's talk about Watermelon.
Really deserve that much attention.
Really quickly. Again, so McCarthy, says they haven't did a good enough job, getting their weekly whatever. He pulls out a sledgehammer, and then they bring out some watermelons. It's got all their objectives they want to get done. They bash them all the way down. The last one's Dalvin Cook. D-Law jumps up. That one's mine. Smash it. Right. Find a way to motivate the teams to get And then Shannon Sharp gets on there and says it's basically, quote unquote, in this day and age racist. I played the sport. I've been through a lot of things. I don't know. I think this is overblown and much ado about nothing. I think if this wasn't the Dallas Cowboys, it wouldn't be talked about. We watched, comedians like Gallagher, basically do his whole routine and what he did to come across and do those kind of things. I don't know. I think it's much to do about nothing. I hope it's something that kind of blows over some, but we'd be remiss if we didn't speak on and give our thoughts. Mary, do you feel the same? Do you feel indifferent?
I think it's ridiculous. When the story came out, McCarthy very clearly spoke about his inspiration for it. I guess he's a fan of this Gallagher, a comedian guy, and part of his act is smashing watermelons. And I think all he was trying to do was do something fun. He's a new coach. He's still trying to connect with his players. We're in a losing slump, but they've been trending upwards. He's, just trying to try different things to to see what sticks with them, to motivate them, and it's just going through the motions of trying to find something fun to do. And he went up there, the players seemed to love it, and nobody had anything bad to say about it until TV today. And it's just ridiculous. The way he talked about it is it's as if that a white person or a non-black person can never bring watermelon around a group of black people without it being some kind of racist symbol. And that's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, my guy said, one of the things I picked up, he was like, if you ain't going to a picnic or nothing else, don't bring no watermelon around. I'm like, okay, it's all right. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, the idea, and the dynamic of the show is for Skip to be this off the rails kind of guy, and Shannon to be the guy that's supposed to bring it back in or not. And at the end of the day, it's just like, man, this is a super reach in my opinion.
Super.
Super duper reach. I get it. You want to talk about anything Cowboys? Keep your ratings. I know the Cowboys keep the lights on. Again, I don't watch the show. I just caught this on Twitter and whatnot. I don't watch the show. I just catch it on Twitter. I don't watch the show. I don't watch First Take. I don't watch it. I hardly ever watch ESPN. Period.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Like I heard this. I was like, oh wow! I said that's pretty cool. Got the team riled up and everything. The rah, and then I caught that take afterwards. It just didn't sit with me right. I'm like, every single thing, right? I mean, I don't know. I've been a lot of words on that one.
It's just, how do you see that story and read about it? And that's the first thing that pops in your mind. Like, it's just mind blowing to me. But I'm not surprised because the show is terrible and they're just sluts for ratings. So,
man, that part. And Mendoza said, it's fodder. I don't watch it either.
That's
exactly.
Terrible.
It is definitely fodder. Again, it did something, got the guys triggered up and crunk up, and I was there for it. But with that being said, Mary, Turkey Day.
Woohoo! See, I can't even get as loud as I want to because my voice won't let me.
Turkey Day, we got some meaningful football. We didn't think, we wasn't really sure, watch the game, enjoy the game. We didn't know if it was going to have meaningful football or not, but we will have meaningful football because whoever does win this game will be in first place. Whether it's 4-7, so be it. It's 4-7, you're in first. That's what it boils down to with these pesky Washington, the football team from 1932. And, again, some of the things that we talked about before a little early. I mean, they're down to their third quarterback now. Although their third quarterback, Alex Smith, he's done some things in this league.
Yeah.
They're coming off of a 20-9 win versus the Bengals. And within that, Alex Smith, typical Alex Smith numbers, right? 17-25, 166, touchdown, interception. But we know what happened last time because it wasn't Alex Smith we were playing, right? What they did to us last time is they had a career day running the ball as far as this season, right? They had rushed for more yards in the first half than they had in an entire game all year, so on and so forth. Well, just kind of looking at what they did against the Bengals, I mean, Antonio Gibson, 16 carries, 94 yards, 5.9 on a touchdown. J.D. McKissick, 6 carries, 43 yards, 7.2. Peyton Barber, 8 carries, 28 yards, 3.5. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what we know. The Washington team is going to come in here, and they're going to run the ball and try to do the same thing they did to us the very last time we played them. Wash, rinse, repeat, let that front line, that front seven go and attack us and go from there. Now, we made some adjustments offensively, with the McGovern and the Zach Martin on the right side of this line. It's got to help this thing out some. But we know, again, it's going to go right back to this defense, and they've done a decent job the past 3 weeks against the run. It's going to come down to that again, in my opinion, Mary.
Yeah. They're going to have to handle Antonio Gibson, who's been having a very good year. He's probably the biggest reason, or at least the main reason, as to why they didn't keep Adrian Peterson, because of what they saw from him in camp and early on. He's lived up to it so far. It's going to be about stopping him. But the way they're playing now versus how they were playing then, to me, is completely different. He might still get his yards, like we saw with Dalvin Cook. He might still get a TD. but it's about how it's coming, and so I think we can do that. I feel confident that what we did with Dalvin Cook, we can do at least that or better with the Washington football team. And, you know, as far as our offense goes, it's going to be different as well. You're not going against Terrence Steele. You're going against Zach Martin. And then, Connor McGovern, who's been very serviceable in that position. So it's not going to be like an all-day thing like it was the last time we played them and we only scored 3 points. It's not.
Right.
And, also that was an uncharacteristically super bad game for CeeDee Lamb where he dropped every single pass that hit his hands. I think he had 5 targets, 0 yards.
Yeah.
It was just so bad, so bad, so bad. So I think overall our team is in a better mental state. And on both sides of the ball, I think Andy Dalton's feeling better. And honestly, this is a rival team. And I feel like if the fans, as fans, like Washington fans, you can't tell them anything about how our team looked. You can't tell them Dak wasn't playing. You can't mention they were going against an undrafted rookie right tackle. You can't mention any of that. All they see is 3 points, and they're so happy because they never beat us because Dak owns them, and they are just overall a poverty organization. So what I need is for us to actually go in there on Thursday and look complete opposite of how we looked the last time we played them.
Yeah, and then look, and since they beat us in October 25th, they haven't won a game since. They lost to the Giants 23-20. They lost to the Lions 30-27. And obviously, they beat the Bengals.
They beat the
Bengals. Excuse me. They beat the Bengals.
Without Joe Burrow.
Without Joe Burrow when they were losing.
And Joe Mixon.
Right. And I was kind of looking at, let me see what, some other things where Alex Smith was. Alex Smith obviously came in whenever Kyle Allen got hurt against the Giants. 24 for 32, 325, a touchdown, 3 picks. Right. Against the Lions where they lost again 30-27. They scored 17 points late, but 38-55 for 390, no touchdown, no picks. So McLaurin is obviously a threat, and if Alex has to start tuning it up a little bit, he can. But the run game, absolutely unequivocally to me, is where it has to be at, and what we have to shut down first and make that guy beat us, right? Cowboys fans only in the building. What's going on, brother? Appreciate it as always. But yeah, stop the running game, and keep playing that smash mouth defense that we've been playing. Just sitting there, hitting, relentlessly, no matter what, flying to the ball, hitting, and I think good things are going to come. I think we're going to see some more turnovers. Alex Smith, he'll give you a little candy every now and then as well. This offensive line for sure is not going to get bullied around as you were talking about, Mary. It's not going to be still no more. You got Martin over there. We've seen what McGovern can do right there at right guard and just kind of maul on people and do his thing and help this run game. And it'll go back to, I need Jalen Smith to play good in the run game. I need Donovan Wilson to keep doing what just keep trending the way that he's trending. And then we're going to see what's going on with these corners that we're going to line up Thursday, right? Because we know Woozy is coming. I'm like, hey, Diggs is out. All right. Brown's out. Maybe now for the first time ever, I've been asking, can I see Jordan Lewis on the outside? Is it too much to ask to maybe finally see Jordan Lewis out there? But probably won't happen. Probably won't happen.
Probably not going to happen.
But if I say pretty, please, can I? God bless. Man, that's all I ask, man. I just want to see it, man. But yeah, again, to make that move during could mean everything going forward. To make that move with the offensive line, obviously we were pounding the table, Mary. We were pulling our hair out. We got to do something at the right tackle position. And to make that move during the bye week to move Zach Martin and go with Connor McGovern at right guard, definitely paid dividends. Not only against this Vikings team we played, but moving forward, and we're going to see. Big test, right? We know what this front is for the Giants, and we know the Giants, the football team, and we know what they did to us the last time we played them back in at the very end of October. So I'm excited to see it, man. Again, the turkey is always funner when there's some football that matters, and we're going against a rival. So I'm pretty stoked about this game. And I'm back on the wagon now. I picked us to lose against the Vikings. I'm picking us to win against the Redskins. Sorry, I'm calling the Redskins because it's Turkey Day. And dadgummit, they're the Redskins. It's the Cowboys. It gets no better than this on Thanksgiving. It's who I love to play. I do. It gets my blood going. Man, I'm gonna have the Cowboys. I'm gonna have the Cowboys winning this one, man. I think you know what? I think it's gonna be a little bit of a breezy. Not crazy breezy, because I know this defense is liable to do anything at any time like they did in the third quarter. Last week, but they showed me something at the end, Mary. But they got the back-to-back stuff.
Yeah,
so
they made the stops, and like I said, that's something that they basically never ever do.
Yeah, So I'm like, you showed me a little something. You got some turnovers. You gave us a short field. I'm like, okay, 27-17 Cowboys. The Turkey's going to be good. 27-17 Cowboys is where I'm at.
I like that. I think that's fair. I like that.
Mary, you basically telling me you're going to give me a score? You're actually saying you're riding with the 27? I'm just saying you don't give me no score.
You're asking for a lot now.
I know. So you don't give me no scores. So I'm just making sure. I'm trying to get clear here. Just Cowboys by 10.
I think that score is right in line with what I would think. I think we're gonna win. I think it's gonna be some big plays where we smack them in the mouth. Because obviously, like you said, it's a division game. It's Turkey Day, and a little bit of pride is on the line because of what happened the last time we played them. And all that came up in the media about you didn't protect your QB when he got hit, and y'all aren't playing like a team, and you went down there and only scored 3 points. It's a lot of manhood and pride that's at stake here. So they're coming to Texas. They're a little gassed up after what they did, and it's time to punch them in the mouth.
I do like it, and not only on top of that, a little sprinkle here. I'm gonna double down on my Vegas bet. I'm gonna double down. I think we know what kind of player we have in CeeDee Lamb.
I think we do. Yes.
It's a guy, we talked about forever wanting and whatnot. If he's the type of player that I do believe he is, I believe CeeDee Lamb will have something to say this Thursday. Arguably his worst game. Something to say.
Like I said, yeah.
Arguably his worst game as a professional. Coming off of, not huge numbers, but a spectacular catch. He had a couple of runs for 12 yards, had receiving yards about 38 or whatnot. I think CeeDee might have one of those kind of games. I think this might be not a quote unquote. I mean, CeeDee doesn't need a coming out party, if you will. But what I do believe is CeeDee's going to have a big game. I think CeeDee's going to atone for what happened up there in Washington. And I wouldn't be surprised if they have a couple of things dialed up for him, especially early on. Again, those kind of guys, when they have those kind of games, definitely want to bounce back and do some things and whatnot. And it's the running joke is.
Don't start.
He will be next year, as I said. He will be next year. 4th and 6, though, went to Amari. Look at the yardage. The wings are going to be very good. But next year, yes. Not now, but next year. But I think they'll have something dialed up for him. I definitely think he's going to be a little extra. And I'm with you, Mary. I think you definitely hit the nail on the head after the performance that they put up there in Washington with their quarterback getting hurt. Obviously, Dalton's back, and everything's been talked about. I'm pretty sure maybe it won't be sledgehammers and watermelons this time after everything. But I guarantee you, Mike McCarthy's going to drive the point home about what happened then and what's going on now and how they're going to go out there and attack this thing.
Yeah, agree, 100%.
Michael, okay. Gallup is, I mean, he didn't have a great game, right? I mean,
he had some drops.
He had some drops for sure. The thing about Gallup, he'll make the incredible look easy and make the easy, and they'll just drop it. But, a little not a good week for him. Able to come out, Victoria with that 27-13 in the building. I like it. Hey, I mean, look, I'm here for like 48-3. I'm here for all that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
but 27-17. 20, I'm gonna keep it there. Look, I ain't gonna get too ahead of myself. Let me ask you this, Mary, because we were both going with the win 4-7. All right. Cowboys make it to 8-8. What do you think?
I mean, that would put us at winning every game, wouldn't it?
No, you can still lose. You can still lose.
Lose one,
You
right?
can lose. Yeah, you lose one, right? So you lose to the Ravens, and then win out. If you want to go that route, win against Washington, lose to the Ravens, beat the Bengals, Niners, Eagles, and Giants.
I mean, I think that's possible if we keep trending the way we're trending. Definitely. There's very little room for error.
Oh, I like the 5-point plan. Well, the 5-point plan gets a little wonky because we can't trade. Like part of that was being in a top 5-ish kind of pick to trade back. So there's other things we can do. I'm going to amend the 5-point plan though as this thing moves along. I will amend the 5-point plan to get us back on top of things. The Ravens are beatable. I do agree with that, Rush Turner. I do see that in the building. Greg Saucer was in the building. What's going on, Greg? They are beatable and they are struggling right now. But again,
Yes.
If you're going to drop one, the one I want to drop is the AFC game. I don't want to drop any NFC games at this point.
And they're the most, I mean, compared to everybody else left on the schedule, that's the one that would be the hardest one for us to win.
I definitely, if we're going to win the division, I don't want to do it at 7-9, y'all. I want to be 8-8. I can't. I mean,
a little bit respectable, right? Like a little bit.
I mean, a smidge. But I mean, 7-9, and we'll get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in house. How fun is that going to be? Yeah, I think that's where it's at if it started today. But I mean, lot of football to play and whatnot. Lot of football to play. But yeah, if we can get hot though, then I mean, hey, Mary, win out.
Don't you start, BJ.
Win out 9-7.
I mean, it'd be fun.
Win out. I mean,
it would be fun.
I mean, Andy Dalton's familiar with the Bengals and the Ravens. He's familiar.
I mean,
he played for one. He played the other one a whole bunch. He's familiar.
They're playing. Right? They're playing better. And we see now another thing is when we're not turning the ball over on offense, we're able to stick with our offensive game plan. And we saw the playbook open up a little more, and we saw more things that we like to see. So yeah, I mean, if it feels like we fixed some of the issues going forward, we've got rid of the dudes on defense that seemed to be holding us back.
Right.
Our defensive coordinator coming out of the booth, I guess that might have helped him being on the sideline.
Right.
Some guys getting back more healthy and stepping up. And then, making that change on the offensive line. I mean, these are all great adjustments that, if they keep going the way they're going, anything can happen.
Morris Chicken, it says, seems to me McCarthy had his hand in the play calling. I saw the first draw play in 3 years. Am I wrong? I mean, granted, yeah. I mean, obviously, I saw the draw play too. I was like, oh, that is a part of the playbook, right? Oh, that's crazy. I think it's just this. I just think at the end of the day, we were in a bye week, and for whatever reason, the NFL. The one thing that always bothers me about the NFL, Mary, the one thing that always bothers me about these coaches and what's going on in the NFL is they like to wait to the bye week to do certain things, right? We knew the right tackle was bad. We knew. But they waited to the bye week. All right, we're going to kick him out. Even though you already, during the game, put him at right tackle before. No. We're going to wait to the bye week. And, one of the things that I kind of banged the table the week before the bye week and during the bye week was these little things that he was doing as far as Kellen Moore and the play calling, especially for the 35-yard line in when we're on good drives. These little, I said, I don't need Mike McCarthy to call the plays. I just need him as the play caller he's been in this league to step in and be like, hey, oh, don't touch that one. Stay away. That's not what we need now. So, I think, I don't know, I'm not going to say so much on game day that he was involved with the play calling. I think during the bye week, I just think he sat down with Kellen. I think they probably talked some things over. They kind of ran through, what they've been doing so far that season and whatnot. And kind of showed, hey, here's the good, here's the bad. You got to remember, Mike McCarthy was the same guy that set Brett Favre down in a offseason and said, hey, here's every interception you throw. What was you thinking? So I'm sure he doesn't have a problem setting Kellen Moore down and saying, hey, look, what were you thinking here or there? So like I said, I think, it's up to Mike McCarthy, and I said one of the biggest things for him is just to nurture him a little bit better because he is a very young play caller, and this guy literally went from the playing field as a backup to play calling. There was no real, there wasn't really much of a jump there. I mean, it was a quarterback coach for 1 year, and then boom, he's calling plays. I
mean, that's what we wanted. We like Kellen most of the time. It's just some of the situational stuff that it's like, what was he doing? What was he thinking? Or this doesn't make sense. And so it looked a lot better this time.
Right. Like I said, just not those weird gadget plays or whatever when the offense was cooking. So, no, I mean, not saying that he had a hand in the play calling, but I definitely think there was some meetings, some things happened there and really tried to help it out. Now, I do like this. I'm setting the bar too high with the win out. Anything's possible, right? As bad as the first set of the season is, the way this defense is playing, and if you can hang with the Steelers the way that we were able to hang with the Steelers, right, the rest of the schedule is not that bad. But maybe it is. Maybe 8-8 is where it has to be. Maybe 8-8 where it needs to be. But it's not out of the realm of possibility if this defense can keep moving and keep doing. My guy Patrick Perry said, as long as we don't have offensive line injuries, and that goes without being said. Absolutely. Like, we cannot have any more. I mean, oh my God. I mean, the amount of offensive injuries that we've had this year is mind-boggling. There's, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Greg says, this is the one season I want us to lose, and here we are screwing it all up. Of course, it's the Cowboy way.
Yeah,
it's the Cowboy way. Tony checking in. Oh, absolutely. Best game Killen's called. Best game is called since what was that? The Dolphins week 2 or 3 a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, we were so like, oh my God.
It's the second coming. The first 3 games Killen called out the gate 2 years ago. We're like done. And then we got to New Orleans. It was like, oh, well, did Jason Garrett start calling them again? We was like, wait, what's really going on? Yeah, that was definitely a different little bit of time. But Kellen's growing. That's all that matters. Hey, man, and look, absolutely. I mean, man, we've kind of talked about that a lot on here, Johnny. Yeah. Schultz, he might not know where to get the best Mexican food in Dallas, and Mary took issue with that. But
he did take issue.
And that's fine. You should have. But he had stepped up. Hey, what is it? In the first time in NFL history, we're over 100 years of the NFL that a quarterback's last name completed a touchdown pass.
Touchdown to a receiver with the
same last name to go ahead or
some weird stat.
Some weird and Dalton weird analytical. Whatever. It's something.
And when he caught the TD pass, he said, "Let's fucking go."
Oh,
you could hear it because the stadium was empty.
Yeah, go ahead and put All right, go ahead and put $1 in, Rush. She just dropped the F-bomb. Go ahead and put $1 in there. Another thing too. Even on top of the, Dalton. You kind of look at some of the stats that he has. Playing with 4 different quarterbacks, and he's kind of some top 10s and whatnot. Another thing, getting our guy back next year. Jaws gang in the building. Blake Jarwin. It makes you feel a little bit better, a little bit easier. The kid finally got some playing time. One of the things that we always talk about on here, no matter what you think about practice and what we hear about and stuff like that, man, until they line up between the lines, you just don't know when them live bullets are flying. There's some things that Dalton needs to clean up. That's just like anybody, it's just, like Connor Williams is literally having his best game as our best season, playing guard his 3rd year in. Still needs to get a little bit stronger at the point of attack, But at the end of the day, it doesn't take away from him when he's playing. No different than Dalton Schultz. Playing is obviously by far and away, but there's certain things on his roster you'd like to see him do a little bit better and maybe block a little bit better. But still, no, man, shout out to him. Do you want wins now? I never don't want wins.
Yeah, I was never Team Tank. I always wanted wins.
But if we lose, if we lose in great fashion like we did the Steelers, I'm not going to be super mad about it. If I'm losing to the Steelers that way, not how we lost to the Washington football team last time, I'm like, oh, well, I can stomach that a little bit. Okay. That's the antacids. I don't have to take as many of the daggum antacids, at that point. But it's exciting. As they always say, winning cures all. And look at this show. It's so your Spoonie's not here. So, Sweeney ain't gonna bring Sweeney ain't gonna bring no negativity in here for us today. And with the F-bomb, we are at 194, almost to 200. And of course, Rush, you already know, no Sweeney, we will not make it to 200. You're absolutely. But I mean, you know what? I don't think we have much to cuss about today. I don't think so. I'm fired up though. I'm fired up to see these guys play Thursday. You know,
Yes.
it's been a while since I was fired. You know, going into a game, kind of fired up about it, and I'm fired up to see them play, man. I like what's going on. I like how they've turned things around the past 3 weeks, and man, it is something. It is something special. I'm kind of in the room where I enjoy the game, but a loss won't send me crazy. Yeah, Carrie, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
But
But
not anymore though.
see. Here's the thing: I always want to win. I always want to win. But this year, after everything that's happened, I've been expecting losses, and like when they don't happen, like Sunday, I'm very excited. I still want to win. So I mean,
Yeah,
let's win Thursday, and
yeah,
let's see what
yeah.
happens.
That part right there, you know, as we've been talking forever, man. We've been begging for this. I was, man, all over the place. Yeah. I can't wait. I look, man, I'm just excited to see Donovan go out there somewhere. And I kept telling people, like, even during, you know, if you go back and watch our other shows when he was starting to get burns and everything, I was like, man, hey, we don't watch the all 22, man, go be a wide receiver and go block Donovan Wilson if you want to. Donovan Wilson was blasting guys 30 yards away from the ball, just kind of come block him. I'm like, just wait, it's coming. And obviously he exploded on the scene. You know, I mean, not even this. I mean, remember on the play action bootleg from Carson Winston, what he did. You know, I mean, just, you know, different things. I mean, Wilson's definitely coming, and something for us to hang our hat on and move on to. But in the comment section, before we get out of here, I'm going to run it down for y'all one more time. I want to see y'all. I want to see what y'all think. What do you think it's going to take to win the division? 6-10, 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. And also, what do you think the Cowboys are going to end up at? All right, we got the team from Washington on Thursday. We go to Baltimore. We go to the Bengals. We come home for the Niners and the Eagles, and we finish off the year in New York. What's it going to take to win the division, and what is the Cowboys' record going to be? That's what I want to see. Mary, your final thoughts on that. What's it going to take to win the division? How many games?
We need to win all except one. We need to win all the rest of them. Maybe have one room for loss.
So
we definitely need to beat Washington. We need to beat Eagles. We need to beat.
Got to beat the division. Yeah, got to beat the division. And that would put us at 7. 7-9 get us there if we beat those 3.
Well, that'll put us at 6.
Oh, yeah, 6. You're right. I'm sorry, 6. I'm getting ahead of Thursday's win. I'm sorry. 6. That'll put us at 6. Does 6 get us there, or has it got to be 7-9?
I think we need at least 7-9.
7-9. Okay. Got to win. Obviously, without being said, got to beat everybody in the division. Let me get some. We got 7-9 here from Victoria. We got 7-9 here from Morris. We got 6-10 from Greg. Oh, Tony says 6-10 will win it, but we will finish 7-9. What's going on? What's going on, Gibson? Thank you for tuning in as always. He goes, Benjamin, with the 7-9 can win the division. I think the Cowboys will end the season 8-8. And then Matt Dupont, 7-9 will get it done. Think we lose to the Ravens and the Niners.
Fair.
And Morris with the Cowboys will end up 7-9. Buddha in the building, 8-8, baby. The Cowboys, man, hey, it's just like Redhead never left us, guys. 8-8 winning the division. Come on now. It feels good. It feels comfortable. Although we know this for sure, with everything and all the injuries and stuff and COVID and everything happened, I don't think the last coaching staff could have got us to this point if we make it to that point. I will say that.
Agree. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Rush. Yeah, if it wasn't for the Leash, maybe we do win that game. Yeah, we definitely played good.
Yeah, because they weren't playing well. It's just our receivers couldn't get the ball because of whatever this is. So
this and yeah. I don't know. That's 7-9. We'll get it. Matt Dupont with the 8-8 would be funny. Absolutely. Mendoza 7-9 wins it. We finish 8-8. Rush Hunter, yeah, 8-8 is our goal. I mean, hey man, it's where we're at.
Look, if we can finish that good at the end of the season, based on everything we've went through, I mean, that is like
Pretty
a
huge.
huge accomplishment for a first year staff.
Lot of
Huge.
lot of momentum, right? You would say
Yeah,
carrying over with the
that's
staff.
something to build on. That's kind of what I was explaining to somebody else. They were saying, "Oh, what about tanking?" And I'm like, I would rather watch my team try to get wins, try to build, and go into the next season with some good momentum and like that that culture. You need that culture of working hard, playing hard, fighting for each other instead of being okay with just trying to tank for a top draft pick. Like you need to go into the next season with that.
Man, Mary, help me out real quick. When did Dad get hurt? What date was that? Do you remember?
I believe it was October 11th.
Is that what
I've
it was?
been,
Right, October 11th, right?
yeah.
I mean, they said
Yep.
what?
I
I
knew
mean,
it. It's ingrained in my head because I cried.
I mean yeah, they. I mean, they said like 3-4 months for Dak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-4 months.
They said he's ahead of schedule in like 4 months. Yeah.
Nah, he's ahead of schedule.
Oh, don't say it. I
I
know what you're gonna
mean,
say.
I
I
mean,
know what you're gonna say.
I mean, we do play the Giants technically January 3rd, and you have a playoff game 7 days later, right? So I mean, that's like what, 3 months? I mean, how far ahead of schedule is he? I mean, see, right? October, see, November. Simple math for me is
October,
like,
November,
December.
December,
The playoff
January.
game would basically be like three months. I mean, is he? I mean,
Yeah.
where? I'm just kidding, man. He's not coming back. I'm just kidding. Little teaser. But,
I
maybe,
mean,
but what happens if you win a playoff game? I'm just kidding,
if
man.
they win one, don't start. Don't get us hyped up.
If they
Don't.
win a
Well,
playoff game, now
look,
it's a
if I was
week and
him
a
though,
half.
if I was him, I wouldn't rush back. I would be like, no, because you still haven't paid me. So I'm
Fair
not gonna
enough.
risk re-injuring my ankle.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying. I want to see my guy. I mean, if we get to the playoffs, I mean, what a story, right? If they get to the
Yeah, I mean,
playoffs,
it would be
and
fun,
that
but
can, come out of the tunnel. Man, hey, Benjamin, man, you get a win, and just things happen, man. You just want to have a good time. It's always like, man, let me do some math, calculations. Let me see. It was said 3 to 4 months, but he's ahead of schedule. If he's ahead of schedule, does that mean 2 to 3 months instead? Well, I mean, our first playoff game will be 3 months since he got hurt. I mean, I'm just doing some algebra, some simple math. I don't know. Man, the defense is playing right. The offensive line doesn't take no more injuries, and Martin's over there at right tackle. Come on in to get a run, make a little run, skis. I know.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
All right.
Let us be happy with 8-8 and our 20th draft pick, BJ. Let us just be happy with that.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just saying. Oh, so hold on. The playoffs will be pushed due to the bubble. That buys my guy Dak more time. Buys my guy Dak.
Are you on the same page?
Did Tuck, are we about to become tag team champs around here? You smell what I'm cooking? Just get Dak back for the playoffs, baby. And look, and I already talked about Diggs got a chance to come back and play. Man, look, man, I'm out here like Kevin Garnett. Anything's possible.
Did you see Matt DuPont's comment? That's hilarious. He hit the deer antler.
Bro, I'm saying. Hey, it look, man. Hey, it worked for Lewis. Worked for Lewis. Maybe Dax will. Hey, Dax is a good country boy now. They might have win guys some deer antlers. He's ahead of schedule. Maybe Dak's ready week 17. I don't know.
Stop it. Stop.
Morris said I'm leaving. Morris, come on, man. Hey, come on.
You're
Don't
not
be
even
like that,
drinking
Morris.
tonight, BJ. You're sober
I know
coming up with this.
Hey, I know it. With that, hey, man, I missed 4, man. I'm just saying. My boy Ford can come back in this thing for the playoffs. If this defense coming around playing the right kind of way. Ooh. Yeah. I had to give y'all Spoonie's minute without Spoonie being here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Spoonie would have loved that. Spoonie would have loved that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but hey, man, you never know. Some more man, double down the deer antler spray. Let's see what can happen. With that being said, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. If you don't know, we are on YouTube as well. Stargame Podcast is look, see, I got there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Why not? Why not? But with that being said, Stargate Podcast, man, go hit the sub button, hit the notification bell for us. Look, I got Morris on board. Put him in a hopper bag chamber. See, he was leaving. He done came back and then found a way to get. I mean, T.O. Remember T.O. broke the leg. Hopper bag chamber came back for the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, man, if there was a way that could walk out there, we get to the playoffs. I'm just saying. You forgot to me. No music today, sir. No music today. No music today. But with that being said, man, Stargate Podcast, YouTube, man, go hit that sub, go hit the notification button for us. On Twitter, your_guy_Nicks. Over there for Mary Ella is at Stargate Beauty. Anything else you got for the people before we get out of here?
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Man, that part. Enjoy your family, enjoy whatever it is you're doing. If you're going to just stay in and keep it low with everything that's going on, by all means, that's what me and my family are doing. Unfortunately, I hate it. But we got some family Zoom calls we're going to be doing and whatnot. But we're just going to kind of keep it low key for us. Sit here, watch these Cowboys going to take care of these Washington football teamers. I'm calling them the Redskins because it's Turkey Day. I don't care. Beat their skins. Beat the skins. As well. Also, you catch me tomorrow. I will be on your boy Sid's show. I have that shared in the group as well. I'm going on with him. I think it's 7 or 8 tomorrow. I have to double down and check on that. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope all y'all have a wonderful turkey dinner or whatever it is that you eat. We will for sure catch y'all. I don't know. I might be lit. I don't know. I ain't decided. I might be lit on Thanksgiving. I might not be able to do a post game. I got Black Friday, and I got to open Black Friday at like 5 a.m. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. To be determined. Stay tuned. Appreciate y'all.